Welcome back to Hy-Vee Chiefs Insider. BJ, the last time an Andy Reid-led team played on Christmas was 2006, and the Eagles beat the Cowboys, clinching a playoff berth for that team. Well, history can repeat itself on Sunday as the Chiefs take on the Broncos on Christmas Night Football. So what are you seeing as we look into this game?
I think you start with the defense, and you start with the guys. You look at the game in Week 12, it was Justin Houston. That was the best game we've seen from him. That was vintage Justin Houston, the guy that we've come to know and love. And finished with a team-high 10 tackles, had 5 of those for loss, and had 3 huge sacks. And it was the forced fumble that led to a safety that set up a lot of things and got things going for the Chiefs, gave them a lead, and then ultimately ended up being the difference in that game. But you wonder if the Broncos may try to look back and see what the Titans did and maybe try to employ some of those same things, because what we saw in that first matchup between the Chiefs and Broncos was Justin Houston was so dominant early in that game that their starting right tackle, Ty Sambrailo, was actually benched early, and they brought in former Chief Donald Stevenson to try and slow him down. Well, what we saw against the Titans last week was a whole lot of help given to their right tackle, Jack Conklin. He's having a great season, but he was getting help from tight ends chipping, from running backs chipping. They were giving a lot of attention to Justin Houston, and for good reason. And you look at the way he played in that first game, wouldn't be surprised to see them try to do a lot of those same things. But you stay on the defensive side, the other guy you've got to worry about, just based on what he did in the last game, is Emmanuel Sanders, Broncos receiver. They've got a couple of them with Demaryius Thomas, but in that game, Sanders had 7 catches, 162 yards with that one long, deep touchdown. So he's obviously a guy you got to worry about. And you look at Broncos quarterback Trevor Siemian, he had the best game, at least from a yardage standpoint, of his career against the Chiefs. 368 yards, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions. So hopefully we can get some more pressure like we did in that first game, and if not, the guys in the back end got to make some plays.
So we know what to look for as far as the Broncos offense, but again, you mentioned this is the second time the Chiefs are playing the Broncos. What are differences on the Chiefs offense into this game?
That first game, that was Tyreek Hill's coming out party to the nation. He had 3 touchdowns in that game in 3 different ways. He had obviously the kick return touchdown after the safety that everybody remembers, but he also had a big receiving touchdown and a rushing touchdown. He's the first player since Pro Football Hall of Famer Gale Sayers in 1965 to have 3 touchdowns like that in the same game. So obviously Hill made plays in primetime. Want to see that again. The other guy you got to mention, Jeremy Maclin, didn't play in that first game against the Broncos. We saw him have a good game, best game of his season thus far after missing a lot of time with that injury. So see how Jeremy Maclin acclimates into this offense in primetime against the Broncos.
Should be a fun game. Christmas night, Chiefs and Broncos. Chiefs win, and they're in. We know what Chiefs fans want for Christmas. He's BJ Kissel, and now you know what to focus on.